Hi everybody, Truth to a T here. It's a little windy today, so not sure how this is going to turn out. But anyway, yeah, that's me. But you're not here to look at me. You're here to hopefully to listen to a couple of things I have to say. I never imagined I would be making this video. But I've been studying mental health for quite a long time. I'm not an expert. I don't have any credentials, but I study narcissistic behavior. I study, human behavior. Um, and well, you'll be disappointed to know that I'm not worried about Tim. I'm more worried about some of the people that are creating these channels about Tim. And I don't like negativity. I'm not a big fan of negative people. I don't like to be around them. And I'm not a fan of con men either. And Tim may be many things, but con man is not one of them. And I'll tell you why. Most of the people making videos about Tim are kind of hiding. You know, you may see their faces, blah, 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 blah. But Tim is like transparent. Everybody knows Tim's last name. Everybody knows where Tim lives, where he's going, what he's doing. And I am concerned, however, about the people who are using Tim, who has an original channel, by the way. His content is pretty original. And now all of a sudden, there's a bunch of people following Tim and making videos about Tim for the pure purpose of gaining subscribers. Now, I'm not here to get subscribers. I can guarantee you that. I'm here to have fun. I would like to do live videos, so I want at least 50 subscribers. But I'm really here, and I'm hoping that the people who are disparaging Tim are going to watch this, because you guys might need some help, and there's help out there. You need to talk to people. I'm not going to mention any names, but there's one young gentleman, seems like a nice guy. He says things about Tim that are frightening, actually, like really, really, really nasty stuff. It's not comedy. If it was comedy, it would be fine, because you can say nasty things in a funny way. He's got an agenda, and I don't like it. I think it's sad. He can do whatever he wants. I just think it's sad. But to talk about Tim the way he does, and then he, he's a young man. He's got a young child. He's got a wife or a partner or whatever. And I don't know. Is that what you want to teach your kids? Is that how you want to teach them to live? He talks about Tim is living in a trailer, living in, basically refers to Tim as being like a vagrant. Tim's no vagrant. Tim might be smarter than anybody in many ways, because this young man talks about a condo he bought before 2019, I guess, before the great crisis. And he talks about how the value has gone up and all this stuff. And son, let me tell you something. I'm not sure how old you were in 2008, but you could see yourself upside down in that condo in a heartbeat. And the way our economy is going, that could happen really, really fast. I'm not wishing that on you or anybody else. But be careful, because a guy like Tim could come in and swoop up that condo out from under you, because Tim knows, he's wise enough to know that as he gets older or as he ages, he may need a brick and mortar type of place to live. And let me tell you something. You could find yourself in that thing you think is valuable. You could find yourself upside down in that very soon. And Tim could be that guy that comes in and swoops it out from under you. Like I said, I'm not wishing this on you, but we got to be very careful about what we say, because things can come back to bite you. There's another gentleman on there who's talking about Tim with his portable toilet, and he's basically saying that, you know, Tim is honest, right? Tim's telling the story about how he sat his butt down in the toilet and the toilet broke. He goes on to explain that he repaired it and it should be fine for somebody else. But the gentleman who's talking about this is, like myself, he's quite large. He's a lot larger than Tim. And I can say that because I'm pretty large myself. One of the reasons I walk 5 miles a day is I've lost some weight, and I'm hoping to continue to do that by walking. So I call myself a walking loser. But anyway, this gentleman maybe needs to take a look at his own health and his own welfare. And, you know, there are others. There's a guy who's kind of living the lifestyle of Tim, and he's knocking Tim, like making it sound like Tim is out there and he's lying to everybody and he's a loser and he's living under the radar. Tim is not living under the radar, guys. Tim is pretty honest. And by the way, there's a young generation out there who are living off grid. They're living in vans. I'm huge fans of these people. I like the simplicity of their lives. They're out there, they're doing it. They're out there doing what the Pilgrims did. Tim is doing that. Tim is free. A lot of the people who are, you know, talking bad or talking negatively about Tim are not free. And I think part of it is they're frustrated. And they're also jealous that Tim has like 64,000 or something subscribers. And all Tim's doing is telling stories, cooking eggs, bacon and cowboy steaks, and he's traveling the country. And I want to be Tim. You know, I want to do what Tim is doing. I'm not in a position to do so right now. I've got family and responsibilities and other things, but I'm not going to just rip Tim apart for living the dream. So, you know, it's funny, if Tim was in his 30s living in a van making YouTube videos about minimalism, everybody would think he was really cool. But because he's an older guy, my age, all of a sudden he's a bum now. Where did that come from? I don't understand that. Now, you have the right to say whatever you want about Tim or anybody else, but maybe we all need to look at our own lives. You know, Tim is actually the consummate minimalist. Tim lives a minimalist lifestyle. Now, he'll tell you himself, honestly, he doesn't have a lot of money. He's living on Social Security for the most part. He makes a couple of bucks on his YouTube channel. That's okay. He has the right to do that. I've taken on minimalism, and I'm not poor. I'm not a poor guy. I have money. I have wealth. And the most wealth I ever got was the day I decided that I wanted to be a minimalist. So I think like Tim. I do a lot of things like Tim does. And you know why I do it? Because it removes stress. Tim's life reduces stress. And it doesn't matter if it's Tim's money or if it's some rich guy's money who's doing what Tim is doing. So just do a little research. Take care of yourself. Tim's a good guy. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. Am I perfect? Absolutely not. But Tim, misunderstood by people younger than him, comes from a different time. He comes from a time when the open road of America was the greatest place in the world. You know, the trucker was revered. People drive by trucks now on the highway and they get mad because they're in their way, not realizing that all the crap they ordered on Amazon is coming from those drivers. So I think we all need an awakening. And actually, I firmly believe that you can learn a lot from Tim. And you can call him a salesman, which he is. He's very good at it. He's been through all the courses, so have I. I was a salesman too. I still am in many ways. I'm in the restaurant business, which is another form of selling. But I did Tim's jobs. I did the door-to-door stuff. I sold advertising. You know, I did all that stuff. But I just think you can learn a lot from Tim. And the rest of you could learn a lot from Tim. So guess what? If you keep watching Tim and maybe you embrace some of what he's trying to teach you, who knows? Maybe you can crush it too.